you for joining us on part 2 of our drip sequences training videos. In this video, we're going to be talking about monitoring or reporting on the leads that we've turned on those drip sequences for. So hopping over into the Podio Powerhouse Max system, you can see we've created a filtered view here on the side about our drip sequence leads. Now, in our demo space, we have 2 turned on right now. You may hit the point that you have 600 leads that are just kind of old, receiving some sort of drip messages. And it's important that you pay attention to where they are. If things get stuck in pending start and you need to make sure, hey, let's get that one going, or if you have a bunch of them running, or we've mentioned before in the training that if somebody replies to one of those, this status that you see right here is going to go to sequence paused because they responded, and we have to decide what type of response was it. Is it something that warrants personal phone call or canceling the sequence, or maybe just some automated response we want to keep it running? So we need to keep an eye on those. Now, something else you may want to report on is, well, what sequences do we use the most? And so to do that, I would come to all of the items with drip sequences running, and that's based on this filter here. We see things that are pending or running or paused or even completed. These are things that have actually had those sequences going, and say, okay, of those, I'd like to just check a little report, and I want to count how many based on which drips campaign was selected. So this gives us a little summary of, okay, we had this many leads that we chose that campaign, and that all right here from the Souther Leads app. You can tell that information, monitor, and stay on top of that stuff. Now, in addition to that, you can come and you can open up the drip sequence tracker, and that helps with tracking the drip sequences. So as we come in, we can see in here at a quick glance of all of our drip sequences. There's all these different fields, and so like right here, how many leads have used it? And it'll tell us, okay, for those ones, we have some leads that have been turned on and are running in that sequence, okay? So that just helps to run a report and to know what's working off of it, and then you can check who those leads were. Did they ever become actual contracts? You can see if wording of one is helping convert more deals than another. But by paying attention to those details, you'll be able to know what's going on and how are your drip sequences actually performing, and if your team is using them properly. If you guys are just doing the manual work and then not turning on a drip sequence, you're missing an opportunity for converting leads that maybe just were busy, not willing to get back to you up front, but it really is something that is painful for them. They need to sell that house, and in the future they'll be ready. This drip sequence just stays top of mind so that you're the one they contact or finally reply to when they're ready to make that deal. So if you need any help with tracking or monitoring these drip campaigns, just let us know. But hopefully this training gives you a quick idea of how to watch for all of them in different things and what to look for. Lastly, a couple red flags that you may want to watch for is you could go to a filter like this and you could edit that. And you might say, instead of showing me split by those drip sequence statuses, I'd like to see it based on that field for what is the date that they're going to be sending out next. And whether you look at that daily, weekly, monthly, you can split that out. And if you see dates here that are in the past, it's like, oh, wait, something's wrong. Something happened and the system didn't send it out when I was expecting it to. So you would click, open those, and bump them to a future date. Or I know some people that will monitor this so that if there is a holiday coming up, maybe it's Christmas time and you don't want to bug people, and you see, oh, the system tossed that forward to happen on Christmas Eve, and I don't want to reach out that day. You can just use that to look at it, monitor, and make any adjustments if you need to in bulk or one at a time, your call. But paying attention to these things and not just totally forgetting about them after you turn on a drip campaign is an important part of making sure it runs successfully.